E-Art.
We start to become more successful and we'll more want to be around more of the positive energy, and hopefully it will spread throughout the whole world.
Our mission is to bring awareness to youth in urban cities about the importance of understanding how we impact the environment, how the environment impacts us, and the different ways we can improve our personal health and beautify the environment.
My name is Tobias Fox. I'm the founder and managing director of Newark Science and Sustainability, Inc. We're a 501c3 organization based here in Newark, New Jersey, and we advocate for the localization of food and energy production. And we do this by way of hands-on education programs around what we call to be our 5 pillars, and they are urban agriculture, renewable energy, ecological building, wellness and nutrition education, and eco art.
Well, my name is Shuja. What I do is I farm, I grow food. Basically, I grow food. I run a farmer's market. I provide health and food services. My focus is education, economics, and health. Why? Because it supports the 3 basic essential needs for humans, which is food, clothing, and shelter. So anything with sustainability, agriculture, economics, do-it-yourself type of techniques, feeding the people, healthy living, I'm all centered around those fields.
I got involved in the world of sustainability, or science and sustainability, after 10 years of independent book publishing. My educational background consists of English, creative writing, book publishing, filmmaking. I'm also a photographer. And so I fell into this love of storytelling, and a former professor of mine, him and I became good friends, and then we became business partners. And so we started a independent publishing company together. And I grew and became not only just a publisher, but an acquisitions editor, ghostwriter, co-author of a number of titles. And after 10 years of doing that, I kind of crashed and burnt out, And so this was around 2011. I found myself without any income, no place to live, sleeping on my cousin's couch, collecting food stamps, trying to figure out how do I reinvent myself from this. And so it was around October of 2011 when a friend of mine told me about a group of people that went and marched on Wall Street demanding economic justice. And at that time, I figured they were speaking my language because I could use some of that. And so I scraped up some change, caught a PAV train over into New York, walked several blocks from the World Trade Center into Zuccotti Park, and what I witnessed completely blew me away. It was an epiphany. These small groups of people had managed to develop the social systems needed for a human society to exist, and that's how I define sustainability. And I've never witnessed anything like that before in my life, And so up until that point, I thought rallies and protests was a thing of the past, but I've come to see them as a form of social advertisement. It awakens the social immune system, and it pulls people's attention to some type of grievance. And so during that whole process, I started meeting rural farmers, urban farmers. I didn't know what an urban farmer was at that point, and so I got turned on by it. Then I started meeting renewable energy technicians, people who had the ability to turn the sun and the wind into electricity. And I heard about a group of people who started Occupy Newark in the part of the business district of Newark, in Military Park. This was in November of 2011 at the time. And I just went down there. I rode my pedal bike down to Military Park, introduced myself, and within a matter of weeks, I emerged as a lead organizer for Occupy Newark. So within that, I started this working group called Occupy Newark Science and Sustainability Working Group. And it was about myself and 8 or 9 other local green enthusiasts. We just wanted to do some green stuff, you know. So we started organizing trips to an organic farm or organizing a solar technology workshop. And then I learned about the city of Newark having an adopt a lot program where you can adopt a vacant lot for $1 and turn that vacant lot into a garden or some type of green space. And then that opened the world for me into urban agriculture. So through that process, we was able to transform a vacant lot into a community garden. And someone says, you know, Tobias, you're doing a lot of work with hardly any resources. You should really consider turning this into a nonprofit organization so you can start getting some funding to help with the work you're doing. And so that's what we did. And so Rutgers Law School, they have a community law clinic. They took me on as one of their clients in 2012 and helped me establish it to what we have today, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So we've been established as a nonprofit organization since July of 2013. You know, we have these clear definitions of what a blue-collar worker is or what a blue-collar industry is. We have a clear definition of what a white-collar industry is. But we don't have a green-collar industry. And so, as I stated before, I define sustainability as the development of the social systems needed for a human society to exist within the carrying capacity of Earth. And so we don't deplete the resources, the natural resources we have. We build within it, you know, like a university. When a university is built today, they treat it like an ecosystem, you know, and it connects social services together with the educational environment. And they plant trees, and you know, how do we, you know, make things more eco-friendly and inviting for our students? And so for me, that's how I define sustainability.
So recycling is basically reduce, reuse, recycle, how we can not waste the products that we have, but how can we use it so that we can better our earth and our environment. When we put garbage outside, for example, on the floor or like outside, are we helping our environment or hurting it? Hurting it.
Creating pollution to the air. Water.
Water.
Because trash go to the water, they get there by water. Like fish, they die floating up.
Okay, does anybody know what compost is? Compost might be a little different. You know what compost is? What's compost?
Compost is like garbage, but only it's food and stuff.
Yeah.
Like when people throw garbage onto the ground or into the sea or near sewer pipes, it ends up in the ocean. So like bags, turtles think they're jellyfish and they choke on them, and so I did it to show that like saving animals is a good thing and not to throw trash into the ocean.
Each year, an estimated 18 billion pounds of plastic waste enters the world's ocean from coastal regions.
Race to recycle. If they get it correct, whether it's recycled, garbage, or compost, then they go to put the cards into the box. If you do not get it right, you have to go to the back of the line. The team who is finished with their cards first is the winner. Wait, what is this? Dash compost. This is compost. How'd you guys like that? Good. Good? Good. What did you guys like about it?
About garbage that goes in a garbage can.
Some stuff you can use fast food instead of just throwing it away. It comes home, you can just like reuse.
All right, well, food desert, it could go by many definitions, but from what I know it as is when you live about 2 or more miles away from fresh, healthy produce, fresh, healthy access to goods that you need.
When they describe a food desert, they're saying that there is access to food, but the access that they have to this food is unhealthy or is flooded with fast food chains, you know. And so we have to be clear about that distinction of what we mean by a food desert. But also, when you open up a business in any municipality, in any city, you have to get approval for that, you know. And so my question is, why are our government agencies are allowing this influx of fast food chains to come into one or any given particular neighborhood? And so my question would be is, why and how are these fast food chains and these unhealthy bodegas are being so plentiful in certain neighborhoods? You know, because they have to get approval, you know, to operate like this. They have to go through the planning department. They have to go through so many different departments. They have to go through to be approved to operate as a business, you know. And so I think we need to start looking at some of these systemic practices that are going on, especially in urban environments, you know. And I'm sure some rural environments can speak the same way. It's like, you know, why is it that we don't have access to freshy food in these stores that we have around us?
Now, a food desert is an area in an urban city or a neighborhood that doesn't have close access to a big supermarket or just a store in general. And this may cause a lack of access to healthy foods for people in these areas. Ways we can relieve that are by planting gardens or planting pots in our gardens so that we could use those plants for cooking and for other things like that.
What we have right here is a few different herbs that I planted, and I just picked them from the garden, from the herbal boxes. What we have here is rosemary. Rosemary is a popular herb. It's in the mint family. You can also make tea with it. You can also make different cosmetic products with it. This one right here is cilantro. Cilantro is an interesting plant because the leaves, you can use the leaves of cilantro to cook, make salsa, make spices, and then you can also use the seeds of the cilantro plant when it grows bigger, and this is called coriander. It'll turn to a dark brown, like a brown color, like a mid to a dark brown color when it's fully dry and ripe and ready. And what you could do with this is you could use this to throw in your foods and make seasonings. They sell it at the store as a seasoning. It's called coriander.
The farmer's market is a place where there's a lot of people and they bring food and stuff. And you can buy it for a low price or either trade to get certain things.
So exactly like you mentioned, there are these places where you can go and you can find fruits, vegetables, anything that is healthy for cheap prices, and they're very local. They're ways to support people that your neighbor, people who live in the community, and it's just better for you. So I hope that you guys take advantage of this resource at least one point in your life, because they are very helpful, they are very useful, and it's a good way to give back to your community, and it's a good way to maintain healthy within your own lifestyle.
How do we transform this vacant, neglected space into a plush green space where it's food-producing community? You know, and then how do we disperse that food out? You know, what distribution system do we need to put in place? How do we demonstrate that urban agriculture not only contributes to the wellness of a community, but also contributes to the local economy? You know, in terms of, I clearly remember what happened during Hurricane Sandy. You know, I was in the dark. I know families who lost all of their food because of Hurricane Sandy. I remember going into the supermarket the day after Hurricane Sandy and taking all those of us that was in the grocery store doing our shopping, after we took our groceries to the cashier and watching her compute our groceries on a calculator. And if you didn't have cash, you had to put that groceries back. You could not eat. And so those are problems that we need to address, and also solutions that we have tangible solutions to these problems. And so we look at things like that through the use of renewable energy. How can we apply this into our communities? How can we get people in our communities more informed about the use and the good practices of utilizing renewable energy? So I think that's what kind of separates us and kind of puts us out in the spotlight, is because we put theory into practice.
You don't have to like always buy water bottles and soda bottles from the store. You can buy a plastic container or a metal bottle, and you can keep on reusing it. You can know the difference between recycled, compost, and garbage like we learned today. Just knowing how to separate the different things and how to like reduce the garbage that we make. Some facts that we have is that when you burn tap water for 2 minutes, it equals up to 3 to 5 gallons of water. So just reducing that, and just knowing that we have the opportunity to change our environment, to change what pollution is, what air pollution is, and all of that, if we just take the small steps first.
Sustainability to me is just being able to provide the essential quality of items that you need, items or necessities that you need. So like to sustain yourself, to be able to cook for yourself, to be able to grow your own food, to be able to make your own clothes. Like these are items under sustainability definitions, I will say, for me. Like this is what it means to me, to provide the needs that you need to live. So you know, that's one of the reasons why I'm into growing my own food, to sustain myself, you know, to sustain myself and my family. Growing my own food, I'm into that. I'm into also making my own clothes. I'm going more into that. And real estate is another part of it too. So food, clothing, and shelter. So, you know, just tagging along. If I'm not expert or have as much training and information in these fields as I need to, then I jump and I locate other people who do. So we just all make it mesh together. I'm into the growing food. I'm into the serving and providing healthy food services. I'm just got to link up with other brothers and sisters who provide the real estate and the clothes making, and I'm just going to delve into those more. But all of these essentially circled around sustainability. How do I feel like sustainable action and community engagement can relate is because when the community knows more about sustainability, then they will be able to engage in more activities. They will be able to engage with each other about what to do for solutions.
So the reason why we want to paint is because we want to beautify our city.
Do you have basil in your home? Do you have spinach in your home? Salad greens? You can come here and plant your food. And you can decorate your plant pot. Yes, you can make it however you want. And you can show that art and environment go together. Yes.
Who's ready to paint?
Me! Green, gray, orange, red, black, yellow. So mostly when I mean like love myself, like I could love others, but mostly I have to love myself before I love others. I picked the top is green because the plants are green. And all different colors are like how they really feel. Red is for pain, like when they feel like they're down and they're dead. Blue is for the sky. Yellow is for like other plants like daisies, they're yellow. Orange is for happiness. And the silver blue is for, I don't know. I just like the color.
The African American colors, Jamaican colors. I'm gonna write encouraging words on it. And that's just gonna be one pot. Like peace, love, happiness. My pot is about forgiveness. The yellow represents how you should give people second chances. The dark blue in the middle It's not finished, but the dark blue in the middle is mixed with a little bit of purple and representing how there shouldn't be a lot of hatred in this country because we should all come together as a community. And the light blue on top is representing the love that's in this community, which that means that love should expand.
My part is about green colors because when I learned in 3rd grade is that some frogs are poisonous and they use bright colors to protect themselves from predators just in case they need help.
My part is about God. It's like a rescue center. This would be where the animals that like need help swimming would be, and this is the center on this side, so it's not so much of the color, and it's the regular pot. The green stuff right like around it is the kelp, so for them to eat everywhere. So like no matter where they are in the station, they can still eat.
I made my pot for the church, for my pastor, and I put "In God We Trust." It's kind of a little messed up, but it's okay.
Next, we are going to put the soil inside of the pots that the kids had created. This is potting soil. It protects against over and under watering. It will soak up the water that the kids will eventually put into the plant, and it feeds up to 6 months. And we are going to put, it's not going to be just ordinary seeds. We're going to do seeds that are in pods, and what we're planting is salad greens mix. So it has arugula, basil, and those spinach inside of it. And in the pods, it has like these little holes that gives it ventilation and airways, so that as it is inside the soil, it will be able to seep through, and that the seeds will be able to grow and create the salad mix, salad greens.
I think that the sustaining ourselves will definitely help the community engage in more life and more growth and more thoughts and more solutions for problems. I can give an example. I can give an example off of what I do. If people knew how to grow their own food, they wouldn't have to rely so much on grocery stores and bodegas and places that really don't have our best interests. If people knew how to make their own clothes, they wouldn't have to rely so much on top designer brands and about these companies who say racist things or have prejudicial thoughts or views. They won't have to engage in none of that. You know, they just provide their own. So those are 2 examples. I mean, I could provide more, but that's the gist of it. It's just providing for ourselves.
I think this project for the kids here was very inspirational because even outside of this project, we can help the community and do what's right to make our community better. I planted a salad seed, and that will help us grow because it will make the community look better for vegetables. Because you don't see a lot of vegetables growing in the society. So if we give our community and society a better vibes, then people will start to become more successful and will more want to be around more of the positive energy, and hopefully it will spread throughout the whole world.